Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to Drawing Down the Stars. I'm Snappy. Thank you for joining me for our live tarot session today on what is it today? July 7th. Or July 8th. July 8th. What a beautiful day. It's so good to be here. Let's say a big hi to everyone in the chat. Good to see you, Lisa. Hi, nice to see you, Brent Richards. Ruby and Jeremy, good to see you. Graham, good to see you. Carrie Ann, always lovely to see you. Merrick Mysteria. Gandhi, good evening. Good evening, Beatnik Balba. Much love, Mother Rhea. Good to see you, Christy. Nikosmas, good to see you. Casker, always great to see you. Mary, amazing, amazing. Good to see you. Roving Fungus. Wow, we got a pretty good turnout today. Hey, from Nigeria. Good to see you. Okay. Wow. All right. Amazing. Thank you all for tuning in. So we start off by talking a little bit about the astrology. With similar astrology, we still have that sun in Cancer. So our main focus is on that family energy, right? Upon this building, upon this kind of growth, and upon that emotional kind of security. Right? This is where we are pointed to. We want to connect to that foundational energy, those loved ones who are our main pillars, right? And also we have that moon in Leo. And with the moon in Leo, this is really about that being able to be in that fun, joy, and abundance, and to be able to connect to that deep feminine in that very proud, projecting way, right? This is that energy too of being able to connect with children, of being able to have that profound ability to see and to be in that joy, right? And when I was meditating today, thinking about the energy for this reading and what I was going to talk about and title it, I just kept getting this feeling of that energy of being in this Queen of Swords kind of mode, right? When I drew the Sortes, I got the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords is really all about this energy of being in that kind of logical focus, right? And I use this phrase, the spirit of the tempests. And that is because the swords are representative of that wind energy, that primal wind that goes everywhere. And the queen is sort of the manifestation of that, the drawing that down into reality. She has the ability to speak and hear the winds, And to me, it was perfect with Joan of Arc. She is that perfect kind of Queen of Swords energy, And what this is about is all about learning how to share knowledge and how to move and flow and how to listen, right? The queens can take and receive, give and receive. They have this incredible power for kinship building. The Queen of Swords is the ultimate teacher, and we want to be in this teaching energy. Okay. All right. So we're going to start off by doing the Sortes. And for those of you unfamiliar, the Sortes is a form of divination via literature, bibliomancy, or, just the Sortes. It comes from the Greco-Roman tradition. We invoke the spirits of the muses, the goddesses of inspiration, and we ask them to guide our hand and to inspire us. And we read a verse out of context, and we use that to guide ourselves. So today I wanted to go back to a classic, the Parvati Darpana. This is written by Dr. Harsha Videhasia. I was fortunate enough to study under Dr. Dehasia, and they fundamentally transformed my life. Their books are incredible. Can't recommend them enough. All right, let's do the Sortes. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message? Inspire us today. Okay. The Kashmir Shaivites emphasize the excitement and thrill as a necessary prelude to the process of knowledge, comparing it to the joy of seeing a friend after a long time. Wow. Emphasize the excitement and thrill as a necessary prelude to the process of knowledge, comparing it to the joy of seeing a friend after a long time. For knowledge to occur, there has to be a desire to pursue after it. You have to see something that is there and beautiful that you wish to connect to, right? And it's often a memory in a sense. Knowledge is a deep remembering. We are all so interconnected. And the process of knowledge is recognizing. It's more about seeing and being in flow. Wow. So it is like remembering what an old friend was like. Knowledge is an old friend. That's beautiful. Wow. All right. We're now going to go to an interesting book. This is called Hoodoo Pilot by Kyle Feit. This gets into some weird occult weirdness and some fun. Kyle Feit is a student of Michael Bertio, and this is sort of a commentary text on his book, the Voodoo, what is it called? I have it over here. One second. It's the Voodoo Gnostic Voodoo Gnostic Workbook. So this is a really fun book, and Kyle's an incredible artist, and just there's a lot of really cool, interesting stories in here. And for any of you who are interested in voodoo or occult weirdness or spirit summoning through art, check it out. All right. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Hoodoo Pilot? All right. Sylvanus is the god of the wood and wilderness, that place of solitude where man meets God to become God, as in the Apocryphon of John. Wow. Sylvanus is the god of the wood and wilderness, that place of solitude where man meets God to become God, as in the Apocryphon of John. Wow. Wow. Sylvanus as the woods, right? Dionysus going into that wilderness, into the sacred grove, into that hermitage where you can confront the self and transform, realize one's true divinity. Beautiful. Wow. All right. We're now going to go over to my friend Graham's book, The Shape of My Will. Incredible poetry collection. Graham and I have done several different videos together. If you're ever interested in Graham's poetry, check him out on our channel. All right. Here we go. Muses, what is the message? How do we best move and flow? Inspire us. Okay. The urge to leave my body becomes reality. Wow. That's interesting. Anyone who wishes to experience these sort of transcendental states like this, you really do have to be in that mindset, right? Where that urge is so great that it overcomes reality. It's a beautiful thing to think about. You have to be in that loving adoration, in that process of will and belief, and that's where the real magic comes in. Okay. Interesting. Something to think on. All right. We're going to go over to Bullfinch's mythology. This is a fun compendium of just a bunch of general myths from all across the Western tradition and across from the Greco-Roman times all the way up to sort of like the Age of Knights and Charlemagne. All right. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Bullfinch's mythology? Okay. Tristan was dismissed in safety, but commanded to leave the kingdom without delay, and never to return thither under pain of death. Wow. This is a really profound message for those with ears to hear when you think about this. You know, you're never supposed to look back, right? If you've overcome death, you must go forward and transform. You cannot return to the past. This is the lesson of Orpheus. Really, really, really beautiful stuff. Yeah, let me see you read this one more time. It says, Tristram was dismissed in safety, but commanded to leave the kingdom without delay, and never to return thither under pain of death. Right? He was dismissed, but he made it out alive and safe. But he could never return back to that kingdom, to that garden, to that place of protection. You know, you can't look back. To look back is to kill your lover, right? To transform them into a pillar of salt. This is primordial stuff there. Wow. For our final sortes, we're going to do The Jaguar and the Priest, an ethnography of Sethal souls by Pedro Pitarch. This is an incredible book. I absolutely love it. Pitarch went to a small indigenous village in Chiapas, Mexico, and he really immersed himself in the group and just focused in on this concept of souls and how it impacted all aspects of their life. And it's a beautiful, beautiful book. All right. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message? How do we best move and flow? Inspire us. For humans, interaction with images of saints is not without risk if certain precautions are not taken. And this is why the saints are wrapped in different types of cloth. You see this in many different cultures, right? The act of engaging with the spirit can be dangerous. And there are certain precautions that must be taken, and certain respect must be given to a certain degree. It all depends upon the spirit. In my experience, I think the most important thing is love and respect. If you approach any spirit with respect and good offerings, if you give them good light like candles, good smelling incense, if you provide them with good smoke or drugs or drink, right? These things are what the spirits want, and they want your attention, but you can't protect yourself, and you have to realize that you're talking to and you're dealing with living beings, right? This is something that a lot of people from the Western backgrounds don't understand. These are living beings, really truly living beings. This is not just a statue, right? This is a being that you have invoked, and you must treat it like a friend, right? Here's a story I can tell, and it's kind of a bit embarrassing for myself, actually. And it made me really recognize this, and it woke me up in many ways. But when I was living in India doing my master's degree, I was staying in a town called Pune, and there was a massive festival going on called the Ganesh Chaturthi, which is the main festival for the god Ganesha. And for this festival, one of the things that you do is you get yourself a murti, which is one of these clay statues, and then you bring it into your home for, I believe it's a week, I can't remember now, but you bring it into your home for the duration of the festival, and you treat them as an honored guest. You give them offerings, you give them food, you wake them up in the morning, you put them to bed at night, you treat them beautifully, right? And then at the end of this event, you take them down to the river and you put them into the water, and they dissolve into the water and they return to the earth from whence they came, right? And this is this magic of Ganesh Chaturthi. I really wish to participate in this. I was very young, very naive. I thought I understood these things, at least to a certain extent. And I inquired with some friends. I'm like, do you think I could participate in the Ganesh Chaturthi? Do you think I could buy a Ganesha Murti? And they're like, yeah, of course, anyone can do it. Go ahead, go ahead. So I'm in the market and I go and I buy a Murti. And my first instinct is I have this extraordinarily fragile, precious thing. It needs to be protected. I'm in this incredibly busy market with tens of thousands of people, right? Like one of the most busiest places I've ever been. I'm like, I need to defend this with my life. How can I best defend this? And my thought was, Ganesh must go inside my bag, right? So I had taken out a towel, I wrapped him in a towel, and I went to put him in my bag. And immediately the crowd descended on me. And it was just people getting freaking out and yelling, and I didn't understand what was going on. Luckily, my friend Sartuk calmed the situation down. We took Ganesha out of my bag and unwrapped him, and we explained, I was just trying to protect it, but I didn't fully understand, right? This is not a statue. This is a living being, right? This is a living being, and I stuffed him in a bag. Right? And then I just had to look around me. When I looked around me, all of a sudden, you would see people walking with their murtis, and they'd put little like bandanas around them to protect their eyes or to protect their nose and mouth from the smell. And the crowd would open for people who had these murtis, It was just, very humbling moment, right? But it's also just about like, you think you understand something and what that means. No, right? When we say that these Eidolon are living beings and to be treated with respect as living ancestors, it's literal, okay? After that moment, I took Ganesh back home and I treated him with the respect he deserved, and he stayed with me for the duration of the festival, and I returned him to the river, and it was beautiful, and it was a deep, profound learning moment for me. But it's also this recognition, right? Like so often we don't know what these things mean when you grow up in a culture without images, or that denigrates images. Okay. All right, let us continue. Since we're talking about Ganapati Ganesha, we might as well do our Ganapati Oracle. Okay. This should be good. What is the message from Lord Ganesha? Okay. Delight. This is a profound thing for me too, because for a long time, that was a very hard story for me to tell. I was deeply embarrassed by that, But there's this profound loving forgiveness. Like Ganapati of any deity is not going to care. What matters is that loving adoration, and being in flow and learning what these things truly mean, and learning to recognize and delight in the world around you, delight in life, The other side of this kind of perceiving the world as live, recognizing and being respectful, is to delight in it too, delight in the joy of the universe, Beautiful energy. Okay. We are going to hop over to our tarot proper. Okay. So before I begin the tarot, please give me a like. They really do make a big difference in the algorithm. And it will really boost everything. And it's a beautiful little blessing. It's good karma. It's much appreciated. I really would love it. And if you are interested in a private reading, you can message me, snappydddts@gmail.com. So I am a little bit backed up in emails, so it may take me a day to respond to some people. So please have a little patience. I will respond to everyone who has messaged me. And I really do appreciate all of the attention I've been receiving lately. So thank you all. It really does mean a lot. Okay. So now we're going to do the tarot of Lady Frida Harris and Aleister Crowley. And we are going to do our Saturn square. That's where we invoke the energy of Saturn. We dissect our life. We cut it up. We put it on the plate. And we look at the interactions. We look at the conflicts. And we ask ourselves, how do we best move and flow? How do we manifest our true will? All right. We had a couple cards shoot out right there. And the top card is our middle card. The center card is always the most important. Swiftness, wands. Wow. Passionate, fiery growth, right? This is that moment where we're sitting on we have been working towards something, building towards something, building all this passionate energy in this forward direction. And now it is starting to come, and it has come quickly, right? That swift energy wants to grow into that 9, and it wants to expand into that 10, into that explosion, right? And this is that energy, that fast, transformative, fiery wand energy. This is that Hermes energy, right? Communication, new avenues, movement, transformation, right? Key with this energy is to move with it, to embrace the passion and to move with it. It's going to come quickly, but it will be good. Let's see where it's going. This is funny. I have a dear friend who messaged me. He'll recognize this energy. This was affecting his reading earlier today. And I feel him, swiftness in the terms of your work. Swift, transformative change. That's what's coming. And that's what we need to be prepared for, right? This work energy, it's building upon each other in a very positive way. And we're seeing growth coming in. And there's a passionate love here for this work, whatever we're doing, Interesting. Let's see where it's going. Oh, gosh. That divine feminine, that Empress energy. Beautiful. What are we working towards? Bringing ourselves to this energy, connecting with this energy, manifesting this energy. What is the Empress? She is the feminine embodied in its totality, right? This is Aphrodite Pandemos, the lover of all, and also Aphrodite Urania, the perfected, transcendent Virgin Mother. This is all of what it is to be a woman, embodied in that energy. And what we're seeing here is you are connecting to this, and it's this work, this building, and this pursuit of our passion, and it's moving in quickly. Wow. Right? We could be moving to connect with this energy. Let's see where this is going. Interesting center row. Okay. Wow, yeah. What's coming in quickly? New love, new relationships, new connections, right? Profound new cycle beginning here in our suit of the cups, that watery flow, that emotive flow, right? This is all about that loving, flowing emotion. And it's coming in quick. This new energy, this new love is coming in soon. Interesting. We have the partner of the Empress showing up, the Emperor, right? Just like the Empress, this is the duality of man, right? He, on one hand, he is that provider, the protector, the ultimate will, the one who knows and who does, right? The one that everyone turns to in crisis and can be relied upon like no other. But that energy also has the shadow, the tyrant, right? That calcifying energy of control, right? That doesn't allow anything to move outside of its will. Intense energy, but beautiful energy. Just like the Empress, that duality. And this is coming in quickly with this new energy of the cups. Where are we going with this Emperor? Wow. We're seeing this fiery oppression here. So this emperor energy is showing up in a very intense way, right? In a very controlling and domineering way. And with the 10, this cycle needs to come to an end. And the key to overcoming this oppression of that emperor is this new love that's coming in. Interesting. You know, I'm still not fully certain about this energy of the emperor. I don't think it's all bad, but there is certainly a dark side. You know, let's see where this is going. All right. On the other side of that new love, right, that ace of cups connected to our swiftness, that wands, we then have the 9 of cups, profound happiness, right? The 9 is the most powerful number in the Pythagorean number system, right? It's that expansive, explosive number of growth, right? And when we see it here in the cups, we have these cups just in this transcendent abundance, flowing and sharing freely amongst each other. But also they have love to give, right? It is pouring out in charity. That is beautiful energy, happiness energy, right? Your cup's already full and it's bound to overflow. Wow. Where's it going? Interesting. Hangman energy coming in, connected to this happiness, right? What is that hangman? This is almost that energy that comes after the hermit. This is after that profound, deep revelation. Now it's about making the sacrifice, making the change, going through that painful process of applying self-criticism, you know? Really doing what is necessary. I always think about Odin, right? What does Odin do to achieve the knowledge of life and death? He hangs himself from the tree. He dies, you know? To gain the magic from women, he removes his eye. There is no wisdom, there is no power without sacrifice. Let's see where this is going. Wow. Not only does this sacrifice and this change bring this love, it brings the completion of this cycle. It brings that universe, that world, that profound goddess, the Kori reborn, right? The universe completed, the egg and the universe in one, right? This card is both the finality and the beginning, the ultimate goal. Such beautiful, beautiful, profound energy. Wow. To have this is about connecting and manifesting your dream. Interesting. Okay. We're now going to flip and we're going to take a deeper look into where the cards go. And once again, before I flip, please give me a like and a subscribe. They really do make a big difference and it's good karma. All right. Thank you. Let's take a look. So here is our full square. We're going to start over here. All right. Sorry about this. Let me fix the view here a bit. Okay, there we go. Now we got a good full spread. So, starting with our work. What I'm seeing here is we need to be that emperor, right? I knew there is a shadow side to this emperor that needs to be watched out for, but there's also profound power here. Who is more capable of doing the work necessary and of going through the transformation, of taking that active change than the emperor, right? This is about you have the ability, you have the means. Are you going to do what is necessary? The problem with the emperor so often is that they can do whatever they want, right? Will they make the right choice? Interesting. So what I'm seeing here is that you need to be in this authoritative, responsible, moving energy of the emperor. And it needs to be in this area of work. This is about taking responsibility, making the sacrifices necessary to grow in this regard and to build in this regard. And if you build in this regard, grand transformation is coming. Yeah. Let's see where this is going. Yeah, when we look at our swiftness, right? New love is coming in, and this new love is bringing in unbridled happiness and growth, and it is coming swiftly. Wow. That's beautiful energy. Beautiful energy. The key to this energy, right, is just to embrace this and to pursue your passions. And it's going to move. It's going, and be willing to move with it, right? Don't resist. This is interesting. What I'm seeing here with this oppression, right, that this emperor is generating and that is coming here, is that this emperor has been trying to manifest this empress for so long. This is the completion of their cycle, their dream, everything that they're wishing for and everything that they're putting themselves towards. They're almost pushing too hard in the moment. They're almost holding themselves back because they want it so bad. You know, sometimes the final stretch is the hardest stretch because we can see what we desire on the horizon. You know, and the key here is not to allow yourself to be obsessed to the point of unable to do the work necessary to get here, right? If you believe you can't, if you can't move, if you stop yourself from moving, right, the oppression, it's no longer in that flowing swiftness. It's closed, right? How can you connect to the Empress? How can you manifest the universe if you have this oppressive energy? Interesting. Okay. We're now going to check out our crosses. Crosses are going to really reveal this. Yeah. The key to overcoming this oppression, making the sacrifice, making that personal change, taking responsibility. You know, the energy we had the previous time was the hermit, you know. So we've gone through the hermitage. We've reflected upon the self. By this time, you should know what needs to change. You should know, right, how. It's about doing, right? And doing is always difficult. It's never easy. This is the myth, right? The trap of talent. People always talk to us about talent. You know what real talent is? Hard work, dedication, right? And this is that energy. Whatever you pursue is going to be difficult, but if you push it, if you push through it, you will achieve it. Don't allow this oppressive energy to hold you back. Embrace that swift energy of movement and change, right? Do not stagnate. Be in flow. You take responsibility. Make the change. All right. Our final cross. Yeah. If you can be this emperor in the positive sense, right? If you can take on that profound energy of the provider, the one who does, the one who accomplishes, the one who takes responsibility and acts, right? If you can embody that energy in a positive way, your love is going to come in swift. Your world is going to change, and you are going to manifest that dream. The cycle is going to end. The universe is coming together. Love manifested, transformation, profound growth, achievement. The key to this is to be mature about this, to be the good king, right? Lofty ideals, I know, right? Lofty ideals. But if you can do it, and you can ride that swift energy, you can bring about this universe. All right, everyone. I hope that rewarding for you. I hope it made sense. To my friend, I think you know what you need to do. I think you got a lot of clarity with this reading. Okay. All right. As our final message of the day, we're going to go back to the Jaguar and the Priest, an ethnography of Zetel souls. Okay. Muses, guide my hand. What is the inspiration? How do we best move and flow? What is the message tonight? Our final message. What is more, Rosa would have to be held in a secure place under strict supervision of the village justices, as is the custom in cases where there is similar risk of absconding. Wow. What is more, Rosa would have to be held in a secure place under strict supervision of the village justices, as is the custom in cases where there is a similar risk of absconding. This is about learning to face justice, I believe, right? You cannot abscond or run from justice. Justice will come up for you. Nemesis is the natural will of the universe, right? And the city justice will come for us all eventually. We all will eventually go to the underworld, and even Dionysus gets whipped. It's just how it is. It's just how it is. And, you have to face the ugliness. You have to own up to your mistakes. If you can own up to your mistakes and you can face them, you can transform and overcome them. Truth and reconciliation, right? And this is deeply, deeply hard. Do not get me wrong. I am no saint here, but that is just the truth of it. Open, honest, and admission, right? And being willing to do differently, right? To atone. Beautiful. All right, everyone. I hope the message resonated. I hope this was fun for you all. And I hope I will see you all over at Lady Babylon later. We're going to have an incredible episode. I was chatting with Ammon last night. And if you think Ammon goes hard against tyrants, wait till you hear what Lucian has to say. That's all I'm going to say. All right, everyone, peace and love. Take care. And I'll see you tomorrow with our Daily Tarot.